questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South, they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Hey, big up everyone. This is your Eagle News. And this is a loan watch. Myself and JC are just gonna briefly go through all the players that are on loan, kind of keep you up to date with how they're doing, if they've returned. And I guess we can finish off with just talking about whether or not we will see them feature next season or not, just based on personal opinion. So let's get right into it. But first, JC, how you doing, my guy?
Yeah, I'm good. 23 now. Back pain.
Yeah, 100%.
Straight away. But yeah, I'm good, man.
No, big up JC at his birthday in the week. Amongst others, actually, you know. Yeah, one of the birthdays in the week. So yeah, happy birthday, man. 23 years young. I wish I was 23 again, but you know, it is what it is. Don't say that.
Well, how are you then? If you wish you was 23, how are you today then?
I'm depressed that I'm not 23. Listen, if you've got back pains, right? Listen, I've got knee pains. It's all. So, all right, let's get into this. Ratsaki, see a loan to Charlton, and you know what? It's been a very good loan move as well. You know, very fruitful and so on and so forth. Currently, was it 10 goals, 5
assists.
Yeah.
In 34 really appearances. I'm happy for him. I think going to League One was definitely the right call. I think that him smashing it in Premier League 2 for a good 2 years now. He was joint top goal scorer last year, and he was sniffing on it in his first season in Premier League 2 as well. I think it's the right call to skip League 2. There's no disrespect to that league, but I think that if he wants to get into this first team with the talent he shows, he needs to push himself, and he's risen to the challenge, to be fair. Charlton are a team that were struggling at the start of the season, and if anything, I'd say without him, they'd be down there fighting for relegation, you know. But him himself, with his 10 goals, 5 assists, I don't think he's got an injured yet all season. I think he's got 34 appearances as well. He's done well for himself. Obviously, not too far from Palace, so he probably hasn't had to change his personal life around whatsoever to go to them. But I think he's succeeded, you know. Should have got sent off the other week, mind you, but giving someone a proper left hook to the face. But you know, here's what it is. I think he's done well for himself.
He has, and like you obviously brought those stats. All stats that we are reading are from transfermarket.co.uk. Just in case you wanted to know, we'll put that in the description as well. And just you know what, like 2,007, nearly 3,000 minutes this season. You know, there's nothing more valuable than playing football, you know. And even when you look at the EFL Cup run, you know, he gave himself a good account of himself against Manchester United, you know, at Old Trafford. You know, he had a very, very decent game. And I guess it all stems now to like, okay, cool. Does he come back to us next season? Because we've got to obviously expect Wolf to be leaving. Or does he go for a championship loan next season? And I guess that would be the big question.
My opinion is championship loan, because I get it, 10 goals in your first season as a 20-year-old in League One with 5 assists and not getting injured is going to get everyone gassed. And I can't lie to you if I wasn't gassed about it as well. But I think you have to be realistic, and he needs a championship loan. In my humble opinion, I think that he'll need to go to somewhere like QPR or someone that's London based, like someone where he doesn't like just like Charlton. He don't have to change his personal life around that much, so he can maybe keep that form going into this new championship season. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see him feature on the bench for us. You never know. He could come on and do a madness for us coming off the bench, but I think being realistic, I'd send him out on a championship loan. But it all depends on preseason. If he's incredible during preseason, and I think his main competition is Malcolm. We're going to talk about him later because he is currently on a championship loan, so he's probably a year ahead of Raksaki, even though Malcolm's a year younger than Raksaki. So it's going to be good to see what those two can do when they're playing in the same team but competing against each other for that right wing position. But overall, championship loan in my opinion, and then Malcolm will be either the guy next season or the guy on the bench next season.
No, absolutely. I mean, like even as a club like ours, we'll have to get used to the fact that at least at some point will be gone and such. And to have obviously Malcolm and Jez like waiting in the wings, that's not bad at all. You know, so these loans are definitely helping to further their development and such. And yeah, just keep it up. See if you can get to 15. If you get to 15 goals in the first season, that'll be incredible.
Well, put it this way: if we're in the championship next season, we got a great winger already. So...
Don't do that. Oh man, yes, it's tense down there. It is tense and such. Yeah, no, but all in all, successful loan. Very successful loan.
Definitely.
Yeah. Should we move on to the next one?
Yep.
This one was funny. Remy Matthews.
Man like Remy. You know what? Yeah, I want to know how this guy becomes friends with the most unlikely of people. Like yesterday, man was out on a lunch trip with Wilf.
Yeah.
And then when he was at us, he was best friends with Michael Elise, and you're thinking, how? You know what I mean?
He seems like he's the one that's just all about banter and stuff, though. You know, and you need those kind of players in the dressing room, in the locker room, and stuff. And yeah, the Elise one was so random because Elise don't speak anyway, so he was kind of like getting Elise out of his shell, which was really good to see.
Watching all the videos with him and Ebbs, I think Ebbs is making him a much more outgoing kind of guy now.
Yeah, 100%, and you can tell they're like boys.
Yeah.
You know, and such. I wonder if there was a correlation between like Ebbs being benched on Elise's performance. You never know. Never know.
I reckon Roy will play in both, so you never know. Both of their performance might go up.
Yeah. You know what, JC, pull up the stats.
Of what? Of Remy, yeah?
This was interesting.
Oh wait, that's the wrong screen. Let me get this one. So Remy Matthews player profile. As we said, this is from Transfermarkt. So as we can see here, Remy Matthews has got 27 appearances and 1 yellow card. That's all right, you know. 4 clean sheets for a team like St. Johnstone. It's not too bad. They're 8th in the league. However, 46 goals conceded. And you're 8th. What's happening?
That's a lot of goals conceded.
That's a long season. That's a long season. I bet he's gassed he's back now, though.
Yeah, 100%. It was bad because obviously when you saw that training thing, it was like, wait, hold on. Wait, he's back.
Yeah, like there was some other random youth player in there. I'm thinking, who's this guy?
He couldn't save anything.
Yeah, but
when Metes is finding bottom bins, it's not good.
Well, put it this way: I'm happy Remy's back. He's there for the vibes. That's about it.
Moving on.
Before we move on, though, do you think that we'll play Whitworth over Remy Matthews?
I think he should. I think it should be Whitworth.
fair enough.
But the fact that he's been called back shows how much of a crisis we have at the moment.
Definitely.
Yeah. Speaking of goalkeeping, we might as well get this goalkeeper out of the way. Jack Butland. He's one of my. He's got a medal. He's got a medal.
He left us, got a medal with no minutes. He's chilling, man. He's completed it, hasn't he?
There you go. He can come back to us like, hey, look at it.
Honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised that we didn't recall him the second that Gaita got injured.
Yeah.
But that just shows, in my opinion, how bad we are with contracts. I bet you we didn't even have a pullback clause in there.
Yeah. It probably didn't. Honestly, probably didn't. And obviously, like I said, it doesn't help the fact that Johnson's been injured as well.
Yeah.
You know. All right, next up, Luke Blanche. Now, he's had
a tough time.
I wouldn't call it. Yeah, I would not call these loans successful, and I actually worry for his Palace future. Started off at Molenbeek, obviously with Jake O'Brien, and he started off pretty decent. He did all right to start off with, and then he was just like, "Wait, hold on a second, is he even playing anymore?" You know, which then led him to get a loan to Lincoln, and even still, I don't even think he's getting many minutes.
No, so for Lincoln, he's had 9 appearances, no goals, no assists. His average time on the pitch is 28 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Then you go to, I think that the league they're in is the Challenger Pro League, where Molenbeek is, where he had 14 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists, and even then he only had an average of 45 minutes played. So if you look all the way back to preseason, he was one of the unsung heroes in preseason.
Very lively, yeah.
Very, very lively in preseason. Obviously, he didn't play up front because we had Mateta and Edouard and even Benteke for some of those games, I think.
Yeah.
And he was shoved out wide to the right wing, and he was scoring goals. But I think that we need to get back in our box a bit and say, well, we did play against Gillingham, and we did play against
Ipswich was one of them.
Yeah, we didn't play anyone notable. The team that was still in the country, we didn't really play anyone notable there. So him scoring after having a pretty successful season in the Championship doesn't surprise us, because the quality of the Championship is far greater than those other teams.
Mm.
But when he's gone out to League 2 in Belgium and not thrived, as someone that's already had a whole year of men's football, is a bit strange. And it showed it when we recalled him when he went out to Lincoln, and even now he's still struggling.
And that was the crazy bit about it.
Yeah.
You would have thought you would have got a Championship loan.
Yeah, but now him not even getting a chance really in a League 1 team, what are the chances of him getting a Championship loan next season? What are the chances of him getting featured on our bench next season? It's probably 0, really.
Yeah.
Back when we got him, we thought, mad, this kid, young, upcoming talent, looking like a proper false 9 type of striker. Only getting him for £1 million, thinking this is great. But unfortunately, don't know what's happened to him. Either he's lost confidence, or him going all the way over to Belgium as a 19-year-old has thrown him completely.
Yeah.
You just don't know. He's just trying to readjust, isn't he? Because he's lived in Derby for long, and then he's had to come to London, then to Belgium, now to Lincoln. He's had to move around a hell of a lot in the last 2 years. But saying that, he's done what he's done. But another one of our guys, same age, who's had a loan at Swindon last season, Jake O'Brien, is absolutely thriving out there.
Massively. massively. He's doing a great job out there. And fair play to him. Like, he's getting goals. He's a threat from set pieces. He seems to really be enjoying himself out there, which is really good. And I mean, when you look at, like, even in the academy ranks, like Kofi Barmer, who he looks really tidy. Like, the future's bright, you know.
Oh,
Future is
100%.
really bright, and it's just hopefully we can manage their progress like really, really well.
Well, put it this way, I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob Brighton gets a championship loan next season, or even if he's on the bench.
Because he was linked to was it a championship side, Bristol City?
Yeah,
Was it not?
they wanted him.
Yeah, and so it just shows like he's clear.
He's good. He's having a great season. He's scored 2 goals and got 1 assist this season. That's the same that Plange got, and he's a striker.
Yeah, this is it.
So
fair play to Jacob O'Brien, and obviously for Luke, we hope we can galvanize his career.
Yeah, I hope he comes back. I would say, you know what, I'd probably say that the coaches will do. They'll probably bring him back, give him a year in the 23s, where he'll just score goals for fun, bang, 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 and then he'll go out again.
Yeah,
I think that's the best way to get his confidence back. It has to be.
Yeah, it has to be that. Because you know what, for me personally, he's actually the profile of striker / winger that we need, because he actually runs in behind.
Yeah.
You know,
and
we
he's
don't
actually
really
decently fast as well. That's the thing.
Yeah, and his finishing's pretty decent as well. So honestly, I really hope it does work out for him, because I think he could be such an asset for us going forward.
Yeah, he'll be the sort of Dwight Gale for Glenn Murray sort of thing. Like, you got the Edwards doing the business, but then if you're chasing the game, you need someone that's a bit shorter, a bit faster. You bring on Plange, like something like that. I think will do well, but he needs to develop a lot more before we can even consider him for that role.
No, absolutely. Speaking of championship, Malcolm Ebuwe. I hope I got it right?
You know how I am with pronunciations, and his one specifically, so I'm definitely not going to attempt it.
But he started off with a tough time, and obviously apologize. I can see that my interest in a madness, which is making me like I have to see my screen going like that. Yeah, do it again. With Malcolm, he had a tough start at Hull. And I think injuries obviously played its part in that. But as of late, he's really, really picked up some form, you know. And Liam Senior, yeah, I mean, he is, has been saying that he's coming along really, really nicely at the moment. And so
yeah, he's obviously he only went there in January, didn't he? He got a few minutes for us in the Premier League. After seeing what he done to Man United in pre-season, you're thinking, at least he's got some competition here. But I think one notable time he came on for us was against Forest. We took off Elise, we put him on. We're thinking, yeah, right winger, different profile of player, pace, dribbling, not afraid. But then when he came on, it was a thing of he had all the right attributes, he just made the wrong decisions. And obviously that the right decisions come with more game time, because he only had a year and a little bit in the championship, and in the grand scheme of things in the men's game, he's still a new player, isn't he? Came on when he should have shot, he passed. When he should have passed, he shot. When he should have ran, he passed. When he should have passed, he dribbled. It was just everything was going wrong. And I think that he was thriving in that Derby's team. Hull play very similar to how that Derby's team used to play. So I think it's a good loan for him. Lately, he's had a few games where he's been the outstanding player, where he's been the man of the match. And if he keeps up this kind of form and starts adding some goals and assists to his game, because he hasn't got a goal or assist yet, then I think he'll be a good player for us in the next year or the year after.
Yeah, and looking ahead, obviously, like hopefully we keep the likes of Michael Elise, because we just never know what the summer's going to bring. Like, if it is a case where we need to take off an Elise, Ebu would be perfect to bring on, because it's, like you said, similar profile player, but he's quicker and he's more direct, you know? So imagine tiring fullbacks and stuff, give him like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, depending on how the game's going, just to run at the fullback.
But it's funny because that's when Elise thrives, when everyone starts getting tired.
That's a good point, yeah. That is a good point. But I'm just thinking of the instance of instead of bringing on the Jordan Ayew.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as much as Ayew, he's better in the last 15 minutes because he could win free kicks and stuff like that. You know, if we're chasing the game, he's not so much. You know, so yeah. Well, hopefully he can continue that form and, like you said, pick up some goals and assists. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're all. Let's do Malachi Bolton because he's like in Scotland.
That's long for a kid, man.
Yeah, it is, and I wouldn't say I've necessarily tracked this one with any sort of purpose and stuff. But
yeah, I've been keeping tabs because they've been playing him out of position a little bit. He's DM. He always has been through the academy, but they've had to play him out of position. They've had to put him at centre back a few times, which is a bit strange because he's not the biggest guy in the world. Let me say that. And obviously, a young centre back, or a young kid playing centre back, even though it's not his main position, is a bit of a tall ask in the first place. But saying that, he's had 28 appearances. And he's been in the starting 11 for every single game. So he's got a hell of a lot of game time, which is going to be great for him. 1 goal, 2 assists, and 5 yellows. Obviously, you're going to get yellows if you're a DM, aren't you? Let's be real. We have Jet Decore in our team, so we already know. Obviously, I think he's only been subbed off about twice in the whole season as well. So he's gotten every single 90 minutes. I think it's been a great move for him. It's the standard of football is going to be still going to be a challenge for him because of he's not playing in his right position. But those 28 appearances and pretty much playing the full 90 in every single game is going to be huge for him. He is still 20. So a whole year like that, you never know. League One next year, maybe Championship at a push if he really impresses certain coaches. Listen, these kids are doing well. I think that we've been pretty lucky with all the people we've sent out on loan. There's been a good crop of talent lately, and I think not many of them are really failing on loan. I think they're all thriving and they're all growing to be better players, and we're seeing that ourselves, even though we're not watching them week in, week out.
No, absolutely. That leads us pretty much to JKG, you know, who started his Carlisle loan pretty fast, actually.
He scored in his debut.
Yeah. And stuff. He's got 2 goals from 11 appearances. I know quite a few of them has been off the bench lately. But once again, it's the experience, you know.
Yeah.
And as you're saying, that's going to help out with JKG. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to deal with Nev. I'm going to leave you to talk JKG for a second.
All right. Well, start of the season, JKG went from the Premier League 2 side. So he was in the 23s until January. A very impressive season up until that point because he had 10 appearances, 6 goals, 1 assist, 1 yellow card, starting near enough every game. He didn't have any appearances in the actual Premier League, but he did feature in the EFL Trophy with 3 appearances and 2 goals. So I think he scored 100%. I think he scored every single goal for Palace in that cup. Obviously, nothing in the Carabao or FA Cup. And now he's in League 2 in League 2 for Carlisle. And he's had 11 appearances, 2 goals, obviously, as Rich has said. It's been a good move for him. obviously. It's a hell of a long way. And that's one thing we talked about with Jez, that the shorter the move, the more he can feel like he's at home, the more he feels comfortable to play football and to succeed. But going out there, scoring on his debut, he's got to be well up for it already. And yeah, looking good. Having that game time is going to be big for him. Especially in League Two, it's more of a, I wouldn't say more of a physical league, but he's going to have to bulk up there. He's going to have a change of surroundings, and I think he's probably going to have a new appreciation to what he's got in the academy when he comes back as well. Not saying that he had a bad attitude or anything. Like, I'm sure that all the boys get and do their job properly, and they're all taking it seriously. He's that profile of striker similar to Plange, where he's faster, not as tall, but he's still not a small guy anyway. Very strong for his age as well, which I might add, which is going to be good for him to help him succeed in that league. I'm just excited to see what happens. Obviously we don't watch these guys play all these games week in, week out. It's impossible to track all the games, but seeing what they do in preseason, I'm sure that most of these guys that gone out on loan will come back to our preseason next season, and it'll be interesting to see what we can do. One person that I think Rich skipped out on was Scott Banks. He's got a loan at Bradford for the whole season. Scored 2 absolute wonder goals this season, might I add. 1 free kick and 1 first time across the box was an incredible strike.
Yeah, both strikes were unreal.
He's had a little bit of trouble with injuries so far. I think he's injured now again, actually. Let me double check that for you. I can't. Yeah. I can't find it right now. But obviously, 20 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists. He's had an appearance in the FA Cup, 2 appearances in the EFL Cup, in the Carabao Cup, with 1 assist, and the EFL Trophy got 2 appearances. Because of his injuries, his average game time's gone down a bit. Because when coming back from injury, you have to play him off the bench. But I tell you what, at the start of the season, he was absolutely slapping in the goal and loads of assists, very dangerous to opposing teams. If anything, I think him and Jez are probably the ones that are closest to the first team out of all of our loans right now. But I think there's one guy which is a definite close behind them, and that guy is Killian Phillips.
Yeah, we finish off with the Shrewsbury lot. The Shrewsbury too. Killian Phillips. Oh my, him and David Ozo, I'd say. I know David Ozo went on loan, but that could be our midfield pairing in the future, which would be nuts. You know, yeah, Phillips has been brilliant. He's chipping in with quite a few goals as well. You know, I think it was 3 goals or 2 assists or something along the lines of that.
1 goal, 2 assists in the league. But before he went out to them in January, he had 3 goals, 2 assists in Premier League 2.
Okay, so that's what it was, and such. But even still, like, I think from his recent performances, I think there's been a Championship side that wanted him on loan. Was it League One?
Yes, I believe that was Bristol City that wanted his services. I think that was the time where Alex Scott was really coming through. And I think that they've identified that Alex Scott is definitely going to not play for Bristol at the end of this season, and they're already looking for alternatives. That's something that we do not do, might I add. We all know that Wilfred Zaha is not going to be here next season, but guess what? We haven't even got a Zaha replacement even in mind, even being linked with one. But they already know that Alex Scott's going in the summer, and they're already trying to get a replacement for him. That's just a better run club than us, clearly.
Oh, absolutely.
But absolutely. I think Phillips will do a job, man. He's already physically built for it. He's already built like a man. Yeah. And he's, 6 foot, 190 centimeters. I don't know how tall that is, but I know that I'm not that tall.
and such, and his technical ability as well. You know, we
Yeah,
saw
he's
it
good
when
at
he went
yeah,
out.
he's 6'3" as a 20-year-old, and
we saw it when
he's strong, both feet, direct with the ball, does like to dribble, good passing. He's got a great shot on him as well. So
we saw it when we went preseason tour.
Yeah, he's got all the attributes to be a good player for a championship team, and he's still young enough, and he's Irish as well, so he's not going to get the English tax. So that's another thing.
100%. And I think the last one is his teammate at the moment at Shrewsbury, Rob Street.
Yes.
2 goals, I believe. Let me just make sure I get that correct.
Yeah, 2 goals, 1 assist.
29 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist. Yeah. 6 yellow cards, which means I'm going to guess that they're like tactical fouls. All with him just pressing and such. You know, but and also before that in Premier League 2, it was 4 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist. So yeah, you know what? Like I said, valuable minutes. You know, I don't know where else Shrewsbury in the league.
He did well in pre-season as well with the whole league as well, with the Premier League squad as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Let me check their league position for you. They are, if my computer loads. Damn, they are 3rd bottom.
So it says it all, you know. Not really going to be creating much, but things like this I don't mind. They're going to have to show a bit of fight to obviously stay, because 3rd bottom is relegation, if I'm correct. 4 teams.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, they're going to have to show a bit of fight. Let me get some for scrap.
Well, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So they've got 7 players in on loan, and 2 are ours. It's going to be tough for them to get out of it. So they've just changed the whole spine of the team, and I think this is one of them cases where you change too much and you can never really get it going. Like I feel like this is what I imagine Forest would do. Like, you know how they had too many players and we thought they'd go down, but it looks like Steve Keith has got.
Who did you say 3rd bottom?
Shrewsbury, no?
They're 10th.
Well, then why is this thing wrong? Are you sure?
I'm on SofaScore.
Or does this thing don't do league table? Does it just?
They're just above Charlton.
What? Just so I don't look mental, yeah. You see that?
No, it's not showing it. That's mine. Feels going a bit slow.
You see that 3rd bottom? But I think I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Hold on, what does it say on their club? What?
I don't even know. Table. There we go. 10th. Yeah, Rich. I don't know what you're talking about 3rd bottom.
Can you imagine?
They're doing well. They're doing well. I take back everything I said. They've got in all them loan players and they're absolutely smashing it. I apologise to every Shrewsbury fan ever.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's that way. It's that way. No, it's his fault. It's his fault. No.
But yeah, those boys are getting some good minutes in, and they're doing a good job. Clearly, if the whole team's up here like this, Killian Phillips is their most progressive passer as well, which is good to see. So he's clearly at the heart of that team, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure after 2 or 3 games that they tried to buy him from us.
I think they did, yeah.
So I think that says everything. If they've had him for 2 games and they already want to buy him permanently, then that just shows, doesn't it? It shows that he's brilliant. Just like how Jake O'Brien, Swindon wanted to buy him after 2 months of him being there.
Yeah.
So
100%.
clearly, we've got some good players out on loan right now, and it's very exciting to see what happens next season / in pre-season.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just finish off with all these players, and we'll either say, assuming we're still in the Prem, by the way, next season would they be Prem? So with us, Prem, Championship, League One, Premier League
bench.
2. Well, bench if it's
bench is kind of Premier League though, isn't it?
Yeah, Premier. Yeah. All right. So, Jez,
Champ.
Yeah, I agree. Matthews. I'd sold him to that as well, by the way.
Gone. Sold.
Yeah, Luke Plunge.
That's a tough one. Premier League 2.
Rob Street.
I think he needs another League 1. I don't think he's thrived enough in there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Butland.
He's gone anyway.
Well, he's technically off on loan, isn't he?
Yeah, but his contract runs out at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So he's gone.
Do you think he'll renew?
No, I doubt it. Because Gait has got a new deal.
Yeah.
Johnstone's on a new deal, and I'm pretty sure with what Whitworth's done, I'm pretty sure he's earned himself that 3rd spot now.
That's a good point. Bolting.
I'd like to see him come into England and go League 1. Wait, which Boateng?
Malachi.
Yeah, League 1.
Banks.
That's one that's tough. If he stays fit, I say Championship, but I think that because of his injuries, I'd say another League 1. I'm not going to lie to you.
JKG.
League 1.
It's funny because we were all like saying, "Yeah, he's on our bench. Give him minutes."
Well, we weren't. So, yeah. Other people was though.
Yeah, I'm speaking like generally and stuff. But yeah, I know which other people you're referring to as well. Malcolm.
So are we saying how good is he till the end of the season? Does he get? So let's say he gets 5. Does he get 5 goals and like a couple of assists until the end of the season?
All right, let's go 5 goals. Wait, actually, there's only 10 games left.
Yeah.
Right. Let's say 4 goals, 2 assists.
Bench.
So Prem, yeah. I agree, Prem. I think he'll be a good bench player for us. At worst, it's another Championship loan.
It's like a side that's challenging for. I'll put it this way: if he will go, if he goes to Championship again, he'll go to one of the teams that just got relegated from the Prem.
Yeah, I think
come straight back up again. That's what will happen.
Yeah. Phillips. This is a tough one because we're light in midfield anyway. But he's not ready.
But we have.
Ready for the Prem.
But if there are things that we are looking at that we have got links coming out about, it is midfielders.
It is midfield, yeah. Yeah, Championship. Like a mid-table Championship side.
Well. Even though we was talking, like, put it this way, I can see this happening. I can see that Bristol City will get Phillips because they wanted him, and then we'll get Alex Scott. So it will literally just be doing this.
It's up, yeah. Permanent or loan though for Phillips?
That's a tough one. I honestly, if it's the case of we get Alex Scott, and then they have, so if we get Alex Scott permanent, and then if they get Phillips permanent, I reckon that I reckon I'd only pay. How much would you rate him though? Would you rate because he's
That's a difficulty.
because the thing is you rate because when you talk about someone that young, you have to rate the price on potential as well.
Yeah.
I would probably say that. No, but the thing is, we do our deals so bad. So anything
We are
we
poor.
say that will be a smart deal, we're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going off the basis that he'll be worth 2.5 million.
I would say no more than 3.
I would say about 2.5 million. Alex Scott's worth 25 according to Bristol because he is English, so he's going to cover that English tax. Yeah, I'd probably say send him there, get 3 or 4 million off the Alex Scott price, and then slap a first refusal on Phillips. And then probably add a little sell-on clause onto Alex Scott as well, so that we both benefit.
And lastly, Jake O'Brien.
Champ.
Yeah.
Champ.
Well, that rounds it up. I mean, as it stands as well, I know Charlton are currently playing. They're 1-0 up. No Jez involvement in the goal, by the way, but he is in the starting lineup. 6.7 rating at the moment, so he's doing okay.
Oh yeah, he's in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
One thing that's interesting about Charlton, they've played him on both wings as well.
Hey, you know what? If he can play left wing, then happy days. Because we don't have
the thing is, he scored more goals left wing. He scored 6 of the 10 from the left.
Yeah.
But you can see he's more comfortable on the right. Because he's playing there right now.
That's it.
Ryan Innes is still there.
Yeah, he is. But big up, everyone. We're going to wrap this up. This was the Loan Watch. We'll obviously do our best to keep tabs with the players that are on loan and obviously keep you up to date with any additional news. Managerial-wise, it's starting to heat up, so there'll definitely be a stream on that one. You got Adi Hutter, you got Paulo Fonseca, Steve Cooper. But yeah, we'll kind of keep you up.
Munich have just sacked their manager, so
what do you call it? Oh, what's his name again?
Well, Tuchel's replaced him. I don't even want.
Nagelsmann. That's it. But then Tottenham were already looking into it. So yeah.
It would be funny if Chelsea and Tottenham both sack their managers and try and get him, and then one of them are left in the dark, aren't they? That would be funny.
Yeah, it would be crazy. But yeah, guys, like, share, subscribe, and appreciate you all. Peace.
Eagles.